There we
Urker.
are. We're here. We got week 9. Oh, you'd think we would know who's good, but I'm still not sure because Miami looked like one hell of a team.
Week 9. Who's hot? Who's not? Tua looked just fantastic out there, like prime Tua, like before his
With one
scary
eyeball.
hits Tua. Yeah, with one eyeball and not throwing up gang signs. I'm so sorry. That was terribly scary. But
Yeah.
he looked like prime Tua out there. Four tutties, man. That was a good one.
He did
That
really
was
good. The
huge for him.
Falcons,
Way to go.
their opponent, also
Uh,
the up and downs. Like they blow out the Panthers, and then they
and
lose a close one
stall.
to Frisco, and then they get like demolished by one team, and then next week they're just like really good, and it's like, who are you guys?
Mhm.
So
Mhm, exactly. What exactly is going on? And the other thing is like, I think the circle of parity is complete too. I think we've got it already in week 9.
I
Any
think so.
given Sunday now, any team can beat any team.
This is true.
Finally.
This is true. Oh, and congratulations on your Jumbo Jets picking up their first win of the year.
Hey, throw it up, throw it up. Way to go. Our boys in Cincinnati, of all places. We storm back. Let's go, Jets.
Let's go, Jets. There you go.
Jets. Jets, Jets, Jets. All right. That's out of my system. Yeah. Didn't look, excuse me, didn't look like we were going to pull it out by any means. I tell you what, I was a sad unit come about 2 minutes left in the third quarter.
Yeah.
About before the tides turned. Before the tides turned, I was a sad unit thinking, oh, this is it. This is it. 0-8. I don't know if it'll get any better from here because then we're going into the bye week, you know. And then just some light starts. Some light starts. I'm doing my normal thing, cursing them out. They can't stop a nosebleed. What's going on? We're giving up so many points, but we're scoring still. And then we started stopping them.
Yeah.
But we never stopped either. I don't. It's been a long time since we've seen consecutive drives
This is
all
true.
ending in touchdowns from the good old boys in green out there. The gang green. I don't know. I was a suit. I'm happy now.
This is
Glad.
true.
Glad we pulled it out. Brees Hall with that great, just absolute dime. I don't know what was going on that play. See him going out laterally. He had the edge, but
Yeah.
then didn't. And it looked like he had it again. And then he stepped back and just teardropped one right into Mason Taylor. Oh, thing of
It was
beauty.
something
Thing
beautiful.
of beauty, really.
So here's a train of thought for you and everybody else. The Steelers are not a top 10 team at the moment, but they have been throughout the year here and there. They have like gotten up into the honorable mentions or actually made it into the top 10 occasionally. And not just mine. You beat Cincinnati. Cincinnati beat the Steelers. So is the Jets just better than the Steelers now?
Uh, you're not gonna get a whole lot of argument out of me on that one.
Right?
They lost to the Bengals by 2. We lost to them by 2. I don't know, man. I don't any given Sunday. A few things go the right way, the wrong way. Say Garrett Wilson holds on to that ball, we might have won that game.
That's true.
But I mean, like I say, you're not gonna get any argument out of me. To me, but in the number 11 spot, jumping up, what would that be? 21 spots is the
21
New York
spots.
Jets. You're 1-7. New York Jets are the
That's
number
right.
11 team in the NFL right now.
That's right. They're
Oh
right there
no.
in it. So I don't know if you
Never
have the
count them out.
stream
No.
open, but I have something interesting.
Oh, it should. I'll open up the stream so I can keep up with other things and chat as well. But I gotta mute it because then when the echo comes in, I kind of freeze while I'm listening myself.
Oh, no worries.
There we go. Hey, we got a ranky boy.
Yeah, I think it's time. I think it's time for a tier list.
I like it. I can get behind that. Okay.
Hello,
Fantastic.
Brandy. So let's hear your top 10 before we get into this. Your power rankings. So I've got mine. And it was difficult this week. So difficult,
Yeah. Oh man.
the Seattle Seahawks did not make my list. That's how difficult this week is, and they're
Really?
doing pretty damn good.
Mm. Mm-hmm. I'd have to agree. I would have to agree. Good lord. Yeah. What a time. What a time. This weekend was something else, I tell you.
I'm not entirely sure how I feel
Oops.
about
There we go.
welcome in viewers. I'm not sure how I feel about the Broncos. I got the Broncos at number 10. Yeah, they put on a show against
At
Dallas,
number 10.
but I'm pretty sure most of the college teams in the world could score on Dallas because Dallas don't have a defense. I'm not trying to take
You might
away
be
the four
right.
TDs that I believe it was four for Bo Nix and the Bo Leavers, um, and they got after him. But I'm not sure. I need, I need them to one more. I need one more from them. They're top 10 in my book, but in order to get past
One
that
more.
10 spot, to move up towards that top five, I think they need to win this week, and I don't know. I don't even think I picked them. Actually, they're going up against the Texans. I
Right.
took
Well,
the
I took him.
Texans. You took Denver?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're big on Bo.
I took Denver. I took Denver. I said I'm a believer. Yes, absolutely. I obviously have him a little bit higher on mine. I think number 6 is what I have him on. They just
That's fair.
some some of these games, they're all decent teams. By no means they're not easy games, but
Yeah,
like, it's just kind of any given Sunday. And right now, given, we'll see how it looks without. I think Patrick Surtain. Did he go
yeah, they
out
don't have
this
Surtain.
game or? Yeah, they don't have him, so we'll have to see how the defense carries that out the rest of the year in crunch time, if you will. But
Yeah,
I have to say that defense is pretty complete and can keep them in a ton of games. The Cowboys have been putting up serious points as well,
yeah,
whether or not they're like the 30th or so defense they're just giving up massive yards and points.
yeah. They really are. They bleed
But
points.
mm, they do put up considerable points too, so
Yeah,
that's where I'm just a tad bit lost on that one.
the
I
Bengals
liked what I
did shut
seen
down that
Sunday.
offense, not completely, but they held Dallas in check enough for them to score and get ahead. And obviously, 44 points gets them way ahead, but like
Right.
they did the job.
Absolutely, yeah. But or I shouldn't say bar, given just a few games probably in the whole history, scoring 44 points is a guaranteed win. You know,
Yeah, it's pretty hard to lose with 44 points on the board. I don't know. I could score 40 and get a tie.
have to agree.
I'm just gonna throw it out there.
That's right. Hey, man. That just add 4 more. Add 4 more,
We
and
just
you
need
got just
four
a
more
little
points,
bit.
guys.
That's right. I do got a 4 point play. Not in football. No.
No, two safeties. That's all
Okay.
we needed.
So
All right. So who
you're
you got at
telling me
number
there's a
10? Because I got the
chance.
Broncos at 10.
Trying to feel it out, but I might have to really slide up them Patriots to number 10. I think they've edged it in.
Ooh.
I think Patriots are breaking top 10. I like what I see from them. Belichick's got them in some pretty good form. Yeah, their strength of schedule is pretty weak, but they've stood up to the few teams so far that were supposed to be beating them. And they play Buffalo one more time, who is no joke.
Yeah.
You know, um,
But outside of
we
that,
always like to put up a good fight,
yeah,
but
they've only
yeah,
got
I
four
mean,
rough
I
games
like
left.
what I'm seeing.
Outside of those four rough
Exactly,
games,
exactly.
they have a fairly easy schedule. I've got them marked as definitely making the playoffs. I don't know that they win the division, but with how I think they only 50% of their games that are remaining are difficult, they could win the division. And
Right,
I'm
right.
I'm a
I,
big fan of Drake frickin' May. I don't like the Patriots. Nobody wants to
he's
see him
just
rise
he's been
again, but
playing.
he is really good.
Well, that's yeah, you're not wrong, but I guess that's kind of just what happens with a great coaching staff and people that know how to pick them and know what they're looking for. You can definitely set them the foundation early. You get
Yeah.
something good going. To uh, you know what to have him look for in a sense, and before you know it, he's out there performing way above expected.
This is
You
true.
know,
The only thing I've seen, and it's not consistent, that I would call a weakness, is the ability to pass rush Drake May. The offensive line for the Patriots is not bad, but it's not something I would ever be like, that's an offensive line I'd want to protect me or my quarterback. I'd want better. I mean,
Mhm.
he did get sacked 5 times in this last game.
They did let up quite a few. They
I mean,
sure
he's not
did.
getting sacked like what was it, Cam Ward? Was getting sacked.
Yeah, and
He's
Ward's
not
guy,
that
he's
bad,
running
but
for his life every game,
yeah. Or like poor Carson Wentz when the Chargers ended his career.
man. Yeah, injured him up again, along with how many? Six of them, I think. No,
Yeah,
I wasn't six. I was just pulling that out of my buns. But
there's a lot. And he already
my
went in
goodness,
there with a
though.
shoulder injury and was wearing a cast, and they messed him up, and he's gone. And now JJ McCarthy is coming back from his injury, and he's got to get behind that line because I'm pretty sure it's going to be him starting. I feel like he's
Yeah,
going to want to start. Mm.
see that absolutely.
So who do you got at number 9?
At number 9, I think we're gonna have to slap the Philadelphia Eagles.
The Eagles. I've got the Chiefs at 9.
I like that they rose quite a bit. It is you can't count them out, but I am being stubborn and I don't want to include them in top 10 just yet.
Well, they do have the most losses out of any team and other teams that aren't even on the top 10 of my top 10. They've got more losses than them. So that's fair because they did lose 3.
Yeah.
I got them at 9 because I think the Bills are going to beat them in their game. And if they do lose, that puts them at 4. So, but if they win, then they can move further up and in my rankings. But if they lose, then they go down. But I feel like I don't know. Their defense is really good. Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. They got good receivers. The running game at the running back is hurt, and they've always got the refs on their side. So it's kind of hard not to put
That is
them
facts.
up high. What do you
Yeah,
say?
I agree. And nobody, as of right now, nobody can deny the fact that Rasheed Rice coming back has just opened up their playbook tenfold.
Yeah,
Suddenly they can
definitely
run.
helped.
Suddenly they can do that. And now Patrick Mahomes doesn't have to leave the pocket. How many? We see him scamper a couple times, really. And I'll say scamper because he wasn't scrambling. It
Yeah,
wasn't blown 25-yard plus runs that he has to, fake that he's going out of bounds and dive forward for a couple extra yards.
right.
He's doesn't have to run like that anymore in a sense either. So
This is
one
true.
player coming back opened up their playbook that much, and that's what's scary. They can really go on quite the run as always because at the end of the day, it is Andy Reid and
It
Patrick
is Andy
Mahomes.
Reid.
It'd be we'd be saying the same thing if it was still Tom Brady in the league.
That's true.
He went 9-7 with the Bucks when he took his Super Bowl with them. I think right. That when they snuck in 9-7
I
as the
think it
Buccaneers in that playoffs,
was it 10-6 or 9-7. Yeah, it was. They barely got in.
something like that. One of his worst records, which is still a winning record. Besides like
Yeah,
season one, his rookie season or something. Well, I don't know. He didn't even play that really. He came in when Drew Bledsoe was injured. So
I remember that. I'm that old.
what a turn of events, right?
Right. It was the same for Green Bay when I was a kid watching Green Bay. Green Bay sucked an 8-8 year was fantastic for us. Like that was we won some
Shoot,
games
we
at
won.
home.
We won.
We won some games here and there, and then we got Dan Majowski, the Magic Man we called him, and he was actually a good quarterback. And we were looking at making a wild card spot, like the last wild card spot, but we were looking at getting it, and then he got hurt, and
Mhm.
Brett Favre had to come in. And I remember I was
And
all like,
everyone was
"Oh,
like, "Oh
please rookie be
no!"
good, please rookie be good," and then it was Brett Favre. So
And it was Brett Favre, the gun slinging,
yep,
ball banging Brett
bow banging.
Favre.
So
That's
number
so
eight,
good.
I've got the Rams, who, if you've talked to me at all, or watched any of my content, I'm a big believer in that Rams team. Like, I think
I am
without the
too.
curse of the kick blocked kicks, they could be fighting for the number one spot because they would have won some games, like against Philly.
Yeah, they could be looking at a one loss or even undefeated season with just a few extra things going their way,
Yeah.
right?
Without those blocked kicks, they would be only one loss or none. And, well, no, they did have one loss, yeah. And they would be up there next to the Colts. I really believe in that offense, and their pass rush and their secondary is really good. But they do have those two
Absolutely.
losses,
Absolutely.
and it feels like their offense consistently moves forward, but it feels like their defense plays super hard in the first half and then starts to let off the gas. So I've had to knock them back to the 8 spot. And I'm not sure if that's because of injuries or they're just getting tired or what.
Right, right. I couldn't tell you on that one. It seems like Sean McVay is always going to find a way to do the thing and find ways to win. The addition of Devontae Adams has been huge,
Yeah.
right? It's kind of opened up some things, even though they're still targeting Puka Nakua like crazy. But I believe he's out for how long?
He comes back this game. He's supposed
Comes
to play.
back this game. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So mm, we'll see what that has to do with it, right?
Yeah. And they're playing the Saints.
Yes. Who
So,
just looked like a garbage fire.
yeah, the Saints have had two good
So they could
games,
be.
and only one of those was a win. So,
Yeah, exactly.
you know,
Exactly.
they may not be the worst team in the league, but they're fighting for that position again. Because for a minute there, they were kind of keeping it. Like, they only lost to the Niners by like 6. And I was like, wow,
Hmm.
maybe there's something
Right.
there. No, no.
Exactly. And I probably still have some misplaced faith in the old 49ers, speaking of, but that is who my number 8 belongs to right now. They didn't slip
Nice.
too far from me over these past few times. I mean, I think they can only get better as they get healthier, but
They
we
lost some
have
more
to see
people.
them get healthy first. Yes, we have to see. Yes.
They've lost even more
That's not
people
good.
now. Um, I've got them. Who are they playing against? The Giants. I got them picked to beat the Giants. But that's only because Scadaboo's out. He hurt his ankle and he's going to be out for a while.
And the fact that he needed surgery on that,
Yeah. I mean, they got
not good.
Tyrone Tracy, the
Hopefully, a
running back,
speedy recovery.
back up at the Giants. He's pretty
Yes.
good. But I don't know. For me, the Niners are an honorable mention. It was hard for me not to put them in there because, I mean, I made a whole ass video about the Niners being like a legitimate threat, but they just keep losing
Mm-hmm.
players for the year every week.
Players, yes, and they proved to be crucial pieces, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think they should have lost this last game, but heck, I don't know. I apparently don't know a whole lot if we're going by that.
I mean, honestly,
I took them wholeheartedly to come in and beat up these Texans, and the Texans were like, "No way, Jose."
that's what happened. I thought they could pull it off one more time, but because the Texans' O line's not that great, so I was like, man, they can get in there and put pressure on Stroud and do some things, but they were not able to do anything. I think they finally hit their limit. They're just one too many injuries. It's just like
Yeah, well,
too many
I could
people.
see that.
just not playing,
I can see that.
backups who are, they're in the NFL, but they're not Nick Bosa. They're not Fred Warner. You know, they're not
You're
in
not
there.
wrong. And after a while, those do take a mental toll. So we'll have to reevaluate that one. But like I said, I'm still a little bit of a believer. Kyle Shanahan also likes to find ways to win games. He gets creative. He does have some depth there, but we'll see how much he can, how
Your
much he
Niners
could do
fan
with
there,
it, I guess.
Spixless.
So,
I can't probably say your name. Got a chatter bad week last week. Yeah, it was a rough week for the Niners last week.
it was. And like I said, I thought they were going to be the Texans. So, whoops, my
Whoops.
bad.
Yeah, welcome in, chatters. Go over to the power rankings. He's got the Niners at 8. I've got them at the honorable mention position because they've just got so many injuries. I'm a big fan of Mac Jones, and everyone knows CMC is literally carrying this team as much as he can. But I got them
He's
picked to
the
beat the
back,
Giants
legs,
because
and neck
you
right
can
now.
run on the
Yeah.
Giants. The Giants don't have a great run defense, and CMC's top 5 running back.
They're going to be leaning on him heavy.
Oh yeah. So number 7, I've actually got the Eagles. They played
Ooh.
last 2 games really well.
They look pretty uniform, back to
Yeah.
their old selves almost, I could say. Because the last game they played against the Giants,
Yeah.
that was not the Philadelphia Eagles. But this game, like I said, total 180. They played
Yeah.
different. They had the lead and never lost the lead kind of deal. So
Yeah, they
I like what
they've
I'm
been playing
seeing.
good. I got to give it to them. Getting their receivers involved, as it turns out, it's pretty good. Oh, and Saquon Barkley finally getting a good game.
No kidding, popped off 67-yard run, was it? That one was pretty cool. Did he strain a hamstring or was it just maybe cramps?
I think it
I
was
know
just
he
cramps.
did something.
I
Okay,
haven't
all
heard
right, all
anything about
right.
him being out.
Yeah,
I think it was just cramps or a
cool.
little small
Needed a
tweak.
banana and some water. Yeah.
What about you? Who do you got at 7? I think the Fly Eagles Fly are not in prime shape, but they are trending in the right direction for that.
Right. Number 7 for me,
Syphilis. It just
I
makes sense, man.
believe, has to belong to the Denver Broncos.
Tough losses last week. I was 9-4 against the spread, but yeah, I was only 7-6 in the pick 'em. But still 85 right for the year. We have syphilis with an X in the name. That's how you say it.
That's right.
So who I missed? What'd you say? You have who at 7?
The Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos.
Oh, that's right. You had the
Bo
Broncos
Nix
there.
and
We
the
talked about
Broncos.
that. Bo Lever.
Mm-hmm.
I will give it to the
That's right.
Broncos. That was one hell of a game for them. I got them at the 10 spot. I
Yeah,
got
I
them
mean,
more.
and they were able to score more than just in the fourth quarter too. It wasn't they finally got the defense figured out or something. They seemed to come in with a game plan and know what was up with the Cowboys. Terrible defense or not, I mean, they just put the beating on them. So I
They
like what
did.
I'm seeing there still, and them beating the Eagles is what keeps them right in front of them for me too. That's what kind of keeps
That's fair.
that one in check for me, I
That's fair.
guess. Sometimes I think I know what I'm talking about.
And sometimes. So number 6, who do you got?
My goodness. The Detroit Lions.
Ooh, the Lions cleared back at 6, huh?
They took a bit of yeah.
They had that bye
I don't
week, so
know.
I get the slide back a spot or two, but to 6, oof, oof. I got the Buffalo Bills at 6. Um, you were right in Josh Allen keeping it doesn't lose after a bye. He's now what 8-0 after the bye?
Nah, I believe so. It would be 8-0 after that one.
Yeah,
It is the Panthers, but it was at home, which apparently is tough to beat the Panthers at home. They were 3-0 before playing the Bills there, so
yeah. Also,
it was
Andy
a
Dalton
decent
won't be
game.
starting
They
this
looked
week for
like
them.
prime form. James Cook. Sorry, say that again. Andy Dalton. What?
Andy Dalton was playing quarterback for them too, so there is that.
Oh yeah, Bryce Young's out. What was?
He's supposed to be back against
Yeah,
my Green Bay Packers this
National
week.
protocol.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks like he's cleared. Yeah,
yeah, he'll be
cool.
back. Yeah, I got the Bills. Yeah, James Cook
Absolutely. He
had
popped
the
off over
best
200
running
yards, I
game
think, wasn't
in
it?
Bills history since
Since O.J.
since
Simpson.
O.J.
Since
Simpson.
O.J. Simpson. That is
That's
so right. Here.
that's a
God dang,
crazy
that was a
streak of time.
performance. What
I
a stat. To be up there in that kind of company,
It is. I got the
you know?
Bills here. I think their defense is finally starting to improve. It's not great. Um, but I mean they had what's his name?
They got some,
Waddle for the Panthers. Oh, I should know his name.
uh,
The Panthers running back. He's from Dallas. He's really good. Waddle, I think.
oh, Dowdle, Rico Dowdle. I thought
Yeah.
he was going to do a little bit more that game because he had been popping off the last couple of weeks. Oh, Dowdle.
And the Bills usually don't stop the
They
run
seem to
well,
lean on,
but they
yeah,
showed
and
up.
they seem to use Hubbard a lot more, even though he produced a lot less, if
Yeah,
you
it's
will.
really weird when they do community back situations when you got one who's clearly shining, but you're like, we're just gonna keep splitting it up to this guy anyway, even though he's averaging
Yeah,
1.2 yards a carry. Yeah, each their own, I guess.
exactly. Right. But I don't know where those decisions are coming from.
That I don't know either. So at number 5, I have the New England Patriots. Because while
Holy smokes.
the dynasty might not be fully revived, as you know, I'm a big believer in Drake May and what Vrabel's doing there. Hubbard back from injury. Yeah, but Rico Dottle has been just putting work in like a star running back should. You gotta keep feeding the ball where it's
Absolutely.
hot.
You're not wrong.
I'm
You're
just gonna
not
put it
wrong
there.
there. Like I said, feed the hot hand. He seems to know what he's doing and finding the ways. You know,
I'm just gonna throw it
you
out there.
can't just don't mess with it if it's not broken. I
Like
hear
I'm
you.
not saying like take Hubbard
So
off the board, but like I don't know, in a situation like going against the Bills, maybe it's not the best time to like put up the testing ground, as it were. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So who do you got at 5? You've heard my crazy pick with the Patriots, but I've been big on them for weeks. I'm just happy to see people. I've been saying it for about a month now how good he is and how good the Patriots are, and people are finally starting to see it. So I'm happy. Not that I'm a Patriots fan
I like it.
at
Oh
all.
yeah, I hear you.
We
I
were
hear
all
you.
there for
I
Tom
hear you.
Brady.
It's
We
all
don't need
right.
to see that again. But the truth is the truth.
The, I agree, buddy. There's just no denying it. I had them a little bit further back at number 10, but they
Sure.
just got a winning formula right now, and just, I don't think there's any stopping it. They're
It's gonna be hard
also
to.
one of the healthier teams. Okay, I touched on that a little bit, and yeah, Vrabel's just been quite the man. He's just got them all playing to win. They're disciplined. You don't see very many shouldn't say dumb mistakes. You don't see very many mistakes. You don't see very many uh penalties. They're
You
playing
play
like they used to. This is what Patriots fans got used to seeing for gosh knows how many years.
efficient football. They didn't make a ton of huge plays. They just made a lot of very efficient plays. You gonna give me the 7 yard dump off slant routes all day? Give me instead of the sluggos? Sure, I'll take those all day. And I'll just
Yeah.
have 30 completions. Yes, that's what the Patriots do.
And he's deadly too. Yeah, he's not. He's got some quite the completion percentage. My goodness,
He does.
he's just throwing lasers out there. His receivers are on the ball. They're not missing either.
Stephon
They're ready
Diggs.
for it. They're clean. They're coming out of the routes. The ball's coming out hot, and they're ready for it. They practice some of them throws 1,000 times over by now. It just clean, efficient football. I agree.
It's true. So who do you got number 5? I'm curious.
I have the Buccaneers. I still
Ooh,
believe in that winning spirit a little bit, but it has been super tough without that core there. We got to really see what they can come up with, but
yeah,
they're staying in these games. Somehow they're just staying in these games.
they are.
You know, it was the Saints. It was the Saints. So you
Yeah.
know, that one could be a free one. Anthony Nelson was a beast. That freaking
Excuse me.
pick six was off the tip. His own tip was pretty darn cool to see.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. If your defense is playing like that, you're gonna be in a lot of games. And if you got somebody like Baker Mayfield who's got that dog in him and wants to find a way to win too,
Yeah.
it's gonna be it'll be tough. But they know it's gonna be tough too. So they're up there at number 5 for me. Go Buccaneers. Let him
I got
cook.
them at number 4,
Baker's bacon.
actually. I believe in the Bucks.
All
Yes, they
right.
are very hurt at the wide receiver position and the running back position. I think Mike Evans is out for basically the season,
Yes, which is very sad.
with the wide
Jerry
receivers out
Rice's
when they
record is
waste them.
safe, but
I got them at 4.
collarbone, broken collarbone,
Broken
and
collarbone.
probably concussion. But
But I mean, all year
yeah,
Baker Mayfield has been. Yes, some of those games are very close, but they're also against really good teams. Winning with when Evans was out, and the beginning of the year when Godwin was out, you know, and then
yeah,
Bucky Irvin was
and
out
they,
for quite a few weeks already. And they're still got a very good winning record.
yeah, and to have somebody like Egbuka who comes in right, like fresh rookie, and he's out there making these plays, making these hard catches, making these plays, everything like that. With their wide receivers, what would he rank them? Yeah, number, yeah,
Yeah,
number 5 is the Bucks, I'd say. But yeah, I don't know. Sorry about that, syphilis. It's just tough, man. To win those games, you got that dog in you. Todd Bowles is whether he's head coach or is he defensive coordinator. You know, he's head coach. He's head coach.
he's head
He's
coach.
defensive minded, so he's got a good hand with that defensive coordinator in there to just keep you. Again, I'm big on the defense. It's going to keep you in a lot of games too.
Yeah,
So
it's true. I would like to see the Bucks
I'll keep
defense
that.
improve for their aspect. There's too many of these games are close with the injuries that the Bucks have. I think you're spot on. If their defense could step it up a little bit and give Baker Mayfield a little breathing room, like allow them to be up by like 9, 10 points occasionally, and just as they're moving forward
Right.
instead of winning by 2.
And that can change how your play style is. You don't have to be trying to find, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, They can change
So,
exactly how you're playing.
do we know
And
what's up with Bucky
they're in a
Irving?
dumpster. I'll look into that real quick for you because I don't know off the top of my head. I apologize.
Baker's playing this year. Would be cool. How Baker's playing this year. Would be cool to see them have less injuries. Good team. They have a great team, especially on offense.
I agree.
But
Mm,
the only people that really got them like beat out on injuries is like the Niners.
absolutely. I
So
love
yeah,
Baker. Like I say,
he's
he's
a really good quarterback.
quite the quarterback. He can get that winning spirit going. He does make quite a few hospital balls, I think is what you want to call them, where you're gonna either take a hell of a hit or you're making some kind of dive and catch where you're gonna land funky on a shoulder or something. And look
Yeah,
what happened to poor Mike Evans. But yeah, less injuries, they could probably be undefeated right now too if they were all healthy. Could you imagine? No defense would know what to do if Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Egbuka, Bucky Irving, Rashad White were all out there at the same time. In a split back,
yeah.
3 wide, whatever you want to call it.
They
Where is that ball gonna go?
what are they
That'd be
five
crazy.
and three,
They are
6-2? Yeah,
6-2. Yes.
they're 6-2. They very well could be 8 now. Yeah, cause yeah. This most recent they played the Detroit Lions, right? They lost to them.
That one, yeah, and that one was
And there
tough.
was
That
a
was a
there was
physical
a
game.
throw to the end
24
zone.
9.
Baker Mayfield slightly overthrew his receiver, which would have made the score a lot closer. Like, 'cause a lot of people are thinking like the Detroit Lions, who are a very good team, just beat them down. And well, actually, Tampa Bay moved the ball down to the red zone, not consistently, but they got it down there a couple times and had a shot at staying in that game, even with all the
Yeah, it
injuries.
was almost like exactly. It was almost like the was it the Commanders Chiefs game we just watched. They're taking the risks to keep it close because field goals aren't going to win it. And
Yeah,
You're right. Field goals did not win that one. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think without injuries and also in their dumpster fire of a division, this team could be 8-0 and could have a very easy route into the
If they
NFC.
didn't have injuries, they'd probably already be like having a Y next to their name in the division standings because they're just going to give them the division already. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, the
Um,
way the Falcons have kind of slipped and fell.
yeah, the Falcons, man. I'm not a Falcons fan by any means, but just trying to figure out where to put these guys and like if they're good or not 1 week from the next is really difficult. I
Right.
don't know.
I can appreciate the players, but I don't know what they're doing.
I don't know either. The
Just the
play
hot
calling
and
there is
cold.
really
The
weird
hot
too.
and cold. That just seems like they're unprepared for certain games. They're overlooking to because they think like say like the Panthers game. They thought the Panthers were going to be a dog walk or something, so they're
Yeah.
focusing on 2 weeks ahead. And the Panthers snuck up on them with something they weren't even expecting. They lost 30-0.
Yeah.
Like I too much hot and cold to figure that one out. But I do like Bijan Robinson. Him training with
He's
Christian McCaffrey really showed.
yeah.
The Falcons are yeah. They also struck me out of quite a few things. My Jets won, and the Falcons did not on one of my pools parlays. Both
Oh
of
yeah.
them. Shame on me. Shame on me. So
That's
I'm
all
right
good.
there with you, Syphilis.
So I had the Bucks at 4.
I swapped you with the Bills. I
You swapped me with the Bills.
I know I
That's fair.
know they've lost a few games when they shouldn't have, but that I feel like that is almost stuff they should have left off the field. Is why they lost those games. Those few games that they lost, like especially against the Patriots, it didn't look the same. It didn't look like their head was in the game. Whether that's because they don't like playing from behind, I don't know. But they didn't look like themselves when they lost. So, like I said, maybe that's something they could just leave off the field and continue winning in the way they did. Maybe that 40-9 victory against Carolina is what's going to spring them forward to continue playing like the Bills we've seen the past 4 years.
We shall see. I know
So
they have
I've got them slid
some
in up
wide
for.
receiver woes, as it were. But like we are just talking about Baker Mayfield, and I'm not saying Josh Allen hasn't been getting it done enough. He's been, obviously he's in our top 5, but I mean, look at Baker Mayfield. Literally, it's just a guessing game of which receiver he's going to have.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
same
you're
with
not
the
wrong.
Falcons.
And
Yeah,
yeah, and like I said, I guess you're right there. If you have all those people out there that you're supposed to have, it's the guessing game for the defense. Whereas now, is it going to James Cook? Is it Josh Allen keep? Or is he
yeah.
going to try and bomb it down to Shakira Coleman? That's 4 people to cover, and that's about it. Hey, you got Dalton Kincaid and Knox too,
Yeah,
but
say
we'll
Kincaid's he's
see.
really good.
We'll see. Yeah,
We shall
he
see.
gets he usually likes to slip out, but also Connor McGovern, I think he's healthy again, which
I think
is a
so.
huge hole in that offensive line. So I mean, good for
Before we get
him
into
to
the
be
top
all back
three,
in the top three before we do.
my friend, teammates in the chat, I have like 3 whole friends because I like to keep my circle small, and this is one of them right here. I have somehow hit 101 subscribers, which means that's not all me and my friends. I mean, some of you people watch my videos and like me, so thank you very much. That's kind of weird thing that I never thought I was gonna get to. So I just do this for the shits and giggles and the fun of it because I like football. So
That is so cool.
I just
Yes,
looked about
well,
one
huge
I think it
congrats
was,
from
or
me.
102. Yeah, I
That
didn't
is
even realize I
awesome.
broke the 100 mark. I was like, all right, cool.
That's right. You're in triple digits, buddy. I love to
Triple
see
digits.
that.
It's
From those days when we were dinking around on fantasy football, just at work at the gas station together,
oh
just
yeah.
absolutely slaying the fantasy leagues, and we're like, you could, you know what? And here you
Yeah, we
are.
wish
You
you
got
guys
it
you
started.
guys don't
Look at
understand is
you.
we working at the gas station together in the middle of winter on a mountain, so there ain't a customer for like 4 hours. So we're just in there bullshitting fantasy football the entire time, just putting
Oh,
down bets and winning.
oh.
And we were like, we should probably do something about this and actually put it out there.
Put
So
some skills to use.
here we are.
100
Friendly Fire mentions
subscribers
here 3 weeks
later.
ago. I've been staying tuned to your picks. I have been agreeing with a lot of them. Well, I'm glad you agree with a lot of them. Hopefully, you're winning even more than me. Last week was my roughest week by far. Didn't go below 500, but it's I feel as somebody is putting out videos, I have to take a couple of flyers, a couple underdogs on purpose. Because if I just pick the favorites like everybody else, it's kind of boring. Like, let's take this team every time. It is. I get it, but
Right. Yeah.
also,
But
it's a lot of fun when you're right.
absolutely. When you
When
got
you
that
make those
madman
calls.
call,
Like my
when
first
you're like
video.
taking the Bears over the Cowboys or something, and you're
Oh, yeah.
stunning everybody.
Yeah, my first video, I talked about in a very monotone voice because I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, Justin Herbert's the man. He's going to have an MVP season, and they're going to beat the Chiefs in a very close game. And that's what happened. And I'm pretty sure I was like the only person besides or Chargers fan who put that out there because I called the Chiefs to have a
Just
very
cold-hearted.
rough start. Boys over Broncos, Lowell. Yeah, that was you would take the Bears over the Cowboys?
That's right. I heard that, Brandy.
I heard that, Brandon. Yeah. Yeah, I think the boys are the Broncos. I did not see Bo Nix and the Broncos from the usually only playing in the fourth quarter to playing 4 quarters of amazing football. That they kicked ass.
4 whole quarters, yes.
Yeah, them
Well,
too. Yeah.
like I said, can't always take favorites and stuff, but I don't know. That one,
Yeah, I did pick
I
Falcons after
like
that.
it when them down sea level teams come all the way to Mile High. I usually got to give them just a little bit of. They might get gassed, and they kind of did.
That's right, babe. So, number 3, I've got the Lions. I did not slide them back that far from their bye week as you did. And they've got Gibbs, they've got Raw, they've got a great offense. That secondary is banged up. They are playing with second stringers, but they are going out there and getting it done. So I
They
gotta
are.
give my divisional rivals props as much as it pains me to do so. They're in third place for me. So I'm curious to see who you got in the top 3.
Well,
'Cause-
now you got me thinking I might have messed up. Did I really say the Lions before? I had the Lions at number 3. Did I say them earlier?
You did. You said Lions at 6, I thought. Am I tripping?
You know, I thought I had the Rams there, but
Oh,
I
I'm
to
pretty
be
sure you
honest,
said
I wasn't 100% prepared.
okay, because I remember I was like the Lions clear back
I'll
at
watch it
6.
back.
Yeah, I was like I thought that was kind of crazy. Yeah, the Lions at 3,
I okay, thanks. Yeah, see, well,
Lions at 6 is
maybe I
crazy.
should
Yeah,
just. I
yeah,
need to actually write this down.
yeah. The
Yeah,
Rams at 6, the Lions at 3 for you. I think is what it was. I think you got those mixed up or something.
I might have. Yeah,
They've got a great offense. Their
got to be a
defense is
little more
playing well.
prepared. I'm a little sleep deprived as well. So,
Yeah, that's fair.
but
I've
yes.
had a
So,
very sick child for the past like 2 days. Work, life.
thank
We
you.
do this for fun. We don't get
Yeah,
paid to do this, so it comes in our
that's
limited
right.
free time windows.
So yes, well, whatever I did with my list, I like the Lions higher than what I might have had them at before.
There you go. Yeah, I think the Lions are a good team, and they're going to go against JJ McCarthy and that banged up offensive line. And I think they're going to have a just. I just hope JJ McCarthy doesn't get hurt like Carson Wentz did, because I think it's
Yeah,
going to be a very similar
absolutely.
type of game. They're going to be all over him.
Absolutely. And you got quite a few questionables on that two questionables on that defense as well, but they're pretty staples, Jonathan Greenard and Isaiah Rogers. So if they
Yeah,
can't get healthy, that would be quite the hit for the
Greenard's
Vikings as well.
I think he's one of their leading tacklers, and Isaiah Rogers had that insane game with the defensives, and then got the he's the one who had the pick taken back this last week against
Oh, that was
which I disagreed with. I get why they said it wasn't, but I kind of disagreed. Had Lions 6, Bucks 5, Bills 4, I believe. Yes, that's what it was, I believe.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll rewatch it back. Maybe I'll type in a updated list. Gosh, I'm so sorry, guys.
that's good. I know you were like um rushing to get here on time, so that's all right. So number two, I got the Green Bay Packers. Um,
God dang
are
it.
they? Am I rating them too high? No, but because I'm a fan, so I'm completely biased. Um, honestly, they're probably third or fourth position. First half of that game against the Steelers was not great, but the second half was much better. Um, Micah Parsons, Rashad Gary having a great year. Rashad Gary's already eclipsed his sack total from last year. Christian Watson coming back, which I was happy to hear, but like very hesitant because he's been injury prone, playing really well. So I feel like this
Right.
is a
And that's
chance for our offense to continue on. Also, Jordan Love, 2 interceptions all year.
that's right.
That's
And
pretty good.
you know, that is really good. That's making some great decisions. It's not like a Justin Fields situation where he's just not throwing the ball
Yeah.
instead, and the dude's throwing at least 20,
Wish Mike was earning that
20
contract though.
attempts plus a game.
You don't think Mike is
I
worth his
agree.
contract?
I don't see him. I don't. I'd like to see him play a
He's
few
making
more downs than what he is doing.
he's making more than he should be for what he's doing, yes, but I think he when he is out there, he is giving it his all. Like he is running hard after
Yeah,
those
I mean,
quarterbacks.
yeah,
I
I
think they
could
need
see
to
that, and it
they need to
does.
play him more if that's what you mean. Like they need to get him out there like 85% of the snaps.
I think they could, and I think it would open up a lot more for your defense as well to have him out there, even if he's not even straight up. He's the edge rusher that down, or they've
Right,
saved
getting
up
the
his
sacks.
energy to come in on the third down to be that workhorse just on one down. Whereas you could change up the scheme for 3 plays instead, having him out there. I
That's
don't
true.
know. I
He does have a
agree.
lot of pressures, but he doesn't have
Pressures
as many
with no
sacks as I was
sacks.
hoping. I'll agree with you there. But I am
Hmm.
happy with the amount of pressure he is putting out there because it does make it harder for them to stop Rashad Gary on the other side or in the middle. So it is opening up other areas because they're either doubling him or they're chipping him.
Right.
No, and if they're not, then
Kind
he's
of
getting
like
in there.
yeah, just kind of like when you see like one of the Bosa brothers are out. You run to that side, you got some
Helps everybody
success
else.
because he's
Yeah,
out, kind of thing. So
absolutely.
yeah, it'd be nice to see him in there a few more snaps than what he has been doing. But when he is out there, pressuring does do some. But yeah, I'd like to see him bring down a few quarterbacks. You're not wrong there. I do have them as number 2 as well. You've probably got the bug in my ear on that, but aside from number 1 spot, they are also playing some of the most complete, collected football on both ends. Jordan Love's out there. He looks calm, poised. You know, he did learn a lot from Aaron Rodgers. Whether people think he didn't pass on a whole lot of knowledge, I think he really liked Jordan Love, and he definitely showed him a ton
Well,
of things before he left. And
as long as the interviews they've given out are true, it seems like the quarterback room for Green Bay when Aaron Rodgers was there was very open about this is the way you need to do things. And so Jordan Love could learn from that quite well.
mm,
And, I love Rodgers. He was my quarterback. We got a Super Bowl with him. He was a great things. But we're with Jordan Love now. And also, Rodgers kind of turned into a diva douche. Um, so,
right,
wish him all the
and he got
best.
quite
But
the ceiling too.
yeah,
And he's still young. He's only just begun.
yeah.
Third, fourth year, right?
Third year?
Fourth.
Fourth year? No, third year. Third year is the starter. Fourth year in the league, I think.
Yeah. So
Oh,
I mean
I have to double
that's
check that.
that's pretty darn good.
Yeah.
As
And I
you
like our
know,
defense.
I see a quarterback carousel over at the Jets. So to see
Yeah.
what people can do with the quarterback,
Who's number one? The Indianapolis Colts, who are 7-1.
was there ever a doubt?
I 7-1 is
Danny
who I can't
Dimes,
argue against.
Jonathan nonstop ground and pound
Jonathan
Taylor.
Taylor,
I
the
mean,
best
come
running
on
back in the league.
now.
I've been saying that for over a month now. Um,
They have not stopped putting up, and they cannot be shut up right now. So go Colts.
yeah, the Colts only have one
Nobody's seen it
loss.
coming. Who would have thought Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones? Who would have thought he was the missing puzzle piece to that offense to kickstart it? You kidding me?
Beginning of the year, everyone thought they were going to be like a bottom three, bottom five team. They were just going to be like super low. They were going to be
Yeah, like it was almost.
like a walk in the park for teams to
Go
go in
ahead.
there. They're like 3-3 and go pick up that fourth win, because you're playing the Colts. Nope,
Absolutely.
I did not see it coming. I won't lie.
Absolutely. I couldn't. I wouldn't. Nope. Couldn't. Wouldn't. Never. Never in a million years. I was on the same train as it's going to be kind of rebuild year for them. They're going to
Yeah,
get the feel of having Daniel Jones in there. Maybe near the second half of the season is when they start kicking off. But they came out and just haven't looked back. He's number one. The Colts are number one in yards per game, 385.3. Right there.
they're number one in a
Just
couple of spots
unstoppable
on offense.
machines. Yeah, 6.6.5 yards of play. You're talking everything goes right. 2 downs is first down. You're
And
gonna win
on
a
third
ton of
down when
games
you're
at that. Or if you're always at 3rd and 1 or 3rd and something, or don't even get a third down,
they can eventually get
and
the
still
ball.
get to score the points.
What round in the playoffs do you think they exit, or are they bowl bound? I don't think they go to the Super Bowl.
I don't think they're bowl bound. And I'll lean back on what we just said. I just said sorry. As far as like they still got to figure it out. The playoffs are a whole different kind of feel,
I
whole
think they
different
get the
atmosphere,
bye.
whether you're home or not.
They
they
might
could
get the
they
bye
could pull the first round by.
because there's already seven and
They could
one,
pull the first round by.
and they've already beaten a lot of their tough opponents. They could get out in the divisional round. They might make it to the championship game even. But I mean, you got teams like the Chiefs who the regular season doesn't even start until the playoffs begin because that's where they live. Um, you got very good teams like that. They've got to go through, and it's gonna be hard for them. I'm not saying they can't do it. It's possible they make the Super Bowl, but like they're kind of a new team. It's gonna be a lot of pressure,
Yeah,
and you're gonna
that
be going against
continuity
teams
and
that are
crunch
used to
time,
doing it.
right? And looking at it, you say that season ends today. You'd probably be looking at the Broncos, Chargers, Bills, Steelers, Colts, something
Steelers, I
like
can
that
see a
would
lot.
be your AFC side, right? Maybe even the Chiefs sneak in there or something. And
True.
Colts would be your first round bye. That means you're looking at somebody like the Broncos or
The Patriots.
the Patriots or which you won the you could have 2 losses on your record
That was
given the
close.
penalty in the Broncos game, but that's another team that has a formula to beat you, knows what they're seeing, kind of thing. So
Yeah, they've been
I
there,
don't
done
know.
it.
I
Yeah, they
don't.
have they have a shot.
Yeah, they could choke, and it would also be Daniel Jones's first playoff game, would it not?
I believe
Right.
so. Yeah, so Syphilis, you know who
So
else also always beats KC in the regular season? The Bills. But then come postseason, the Chiefs usually win. Found that out today. And it's literally a fact I
yeah.
found out today. I'm a big Packers fan. So on YouTube, I watch Tom Grossi. He's a big Packers fan. He does football content, and I found that little nugget of information out today.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
They are very good in crunch time. The Chiefs are. I do not want to see the Chiefs win a Super Bowl. That is my very personal feelings. But I cannot, in good conscience, say that they are not a team that can do it.
Right.
I think they're only playoff bound. I don't think they make the Super Bowl, though. But we'll see. This Bills Chiefs
Ah.
game is going to answer a lot of questions. Is if the Bills win,
Agreed.
then my original pick of Buffalo and Green Bay in the Super Bowl holds some more validity. If they lose, though, the Chiefs looking like a solid team and making it out of the way goes up, and the Bills' chances go way down. Because if they can't beat somebody like the
It's
Chiefs,
tough.
who are rebounding from injuries while they're healthy,
Right.
doesn't boast well for them.
It is tough to win. It is tough to win in Orchard Park too. We'll
It
see
is.
what happens, but it is Patrick Mahomes and company.
This is true.
I can't say that sometimes. Gosh darn it, golly,
All right,
you
so we
can't
did the
deny what you
power
see, though. I
rankings.
guess, but
Let's see. We don't need to make up Super Bowl contenders. Who do you think has a legitimate shot right now at making the Super Bowl? Probably two teams from each side.
Yeah, so
Because
you want a final
myself,
four from
I feel
each
like it should
side.
be like this, and then everybody else somewhere else. That's probably not fair.
Right. No, I think it's fair. That's pretty darn
Just
fair.
Green Bay. We're the only ones going.
Green Bay and the Lions belong up there. The Bills
The Bills.
and my limb's gonna be the Broncos. That's
And the
partial a
Broncos.
ton of hate towards the Chiefs. Partial ton of hate towards the Chiefs, but I don't know. Out of everybody else on that AFC side, I think the deep runners are gonna be if the Chiefs somehow get knocked out early. Bills and Broncos are gonna be who makes the deeper run.
So let's see. Let's see. How are we feeling about? I think that's fair. That's fair.
Mm-hmm. Also fair. The Colts go up there too.
I
Colts,
think with all the
Eagles.
injuries, the playoffs go. I don't know that the Niners are going to make it. I think they might start losing games
That their division's getting real close.
because you got the Seattle Seahawks and the Rams who are both playing really well, and they're not hurting.
Bingo.
They are not hurting.
The only thing the 49ers have going for them is being 3-0 in their division. If they can keep winning a game here or there, the tiebreaker would definitely go to them because they're already 3-0. So
Yeah,
they'd have to skid pretty hard, which they're in danger of doing.
this is true. Ooh, who
I
else
like
we got
that
here?
6.
So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 AFC teams up there.
Can we slide the Buccaneers way in the playoffs
Oh
too,
yeah,
or
yeah.
how many do we need in the playoffs? I, you know,
About 7 of each side.
they should. They're almost a given at this point. I don't see the Panthers, Falcons, or Saints turning it around the rest of the season to knock them out of the division at least.
Yeah, that's fair.
Maybe next year. Maybe next year.
Garbage.
Yeah.
Garbage. Garbage.
Yeah. Maybe next year. Garbo.
I'm gonna give them almost
Garbo.
playoffs because their division sucks. I don't know. The Cowboys might make it, honestly.
The Commanders, they just too
Wait,
much
the
of a
Bucks are
skid.
NFC,
Maybe
right? Or
next
the
year.
AFC? Or it's late.
Bucks are NFC.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got that. Then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's all the playoffs right there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I'm gonna put you in garbage because you just keep disappointing me. That I don't know.
Bingo.
Maybe next year.
They're down there.
The Vikings are no good. The Jags almost playoffs. I don't. Maybe next year because they have an
Ah,
offense.
it's just
That's where I'm feeling it. I'm sure we could slide a couple of things back and forth,
right.
to different spots, but I feel like that's probably close.
I feel like that's almost where we're at though, Siflix, don't you? 14 teams are kind of just running that top.
I
We
go
have so
14.
many honorable mentions, and the top 10 just kind of shuffles right now
Yeah.
with it.
Like I don't think Dallas is a great team. I think they have a fantastic offense, and they could make the playoffs off that. But I feel like the better teams, the more complete teams, will start pulling away. And I'm not saying that
Injury
Dallas can't
less
get
teams
in
and
the
more
seventh
complete teams.
wild card spot, but it'll be tough for them, and the Jags as well. I
Right.
really like the Jags team. but I don't think they make it.
They are usually one that pulls it out near the end too, as their defense keeps them close. But that the AFC South used to be a pretty close division, but right now we have a clear cut winner as long as the Colts keep doing their thing.
And the Chargers are kicking butt. They had that loss to the
They're gonna
Giants,
be
which was weird, but other than that, I mean, they they do pretty
they're in
well.
the company of the 49ers. If they can keep winning just a couple of games, them being 3-0 in their division is what's gonna knock them up. And if they tie at the end, that 3-0 in the division, that's tough to beat.
That's true. You know, it's really tough. There's no Halloween in Washington this year because Scary Terry is out with a hamstring issue
It's
or quad
Gary
issue.
Terry is out.
No Scary Terry.
Hey, you too, man. Thanks for joining in.
Yeah, have a good night,
We'll
man.
catch you next week, maybe.
Hell yeah.
Gary Terry, injury in Washington. Whoa. He just got back, too. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he just barely got back. Oh, shit. Excuse me. I'll be right back. Dropping things.
No, you're good. You're good. Drink here real quick. I am not good at sitting here by myself. Sorry, everybody.
I gotta plug this in. Sorry. Ugh,
Oh, you are good.
real amateur
You
work
are
here,
good.
Ty. Sorry. There we go.
Scat happens, buddy.
Ah,
That I'm
yes.
real good at sitting here by myself. I had no
That's
idea what
right.
to say. Just let chat stare at me and staring back at chat. Sorry,
Staring
everybody.
him down.
That's right.
So you got time to go over the games, make some picks, or
Oh yeah, we got time to go over the games. I think my house is asleep, so we can go over some games
all right?
picks.
So let's go with NFL schedule 2025. I've already made my picks. If you haven't seen the videos, go watch them. Up first is the Ravens and the Dolphins. Lamar Jackson is scheduled to be back for this one. And last week, they won without him.
Yeah, I didn't see them winning without Lamar Jackson. Oh, Tyler Huntley, he kind of pulled it out. He looked almost like Lamar Jackson without the running in there, without
I
the
know.
crazy amounts of running in there, I
That
should
was actually
say.
one of my upset picks that I've made and got it right. I was
I
very
like
sketched
it.
out about picking the Ravens, but they
Um,
got it done.
I got beat by him. I thought my Bears were not my Bears. I thought the Bears were gonna do it, but
To be honest, I thought
nope.
so as well.
They looked good for a while. That first part of the game, they were even shutting down Derrick Henry for a little bit, but
Yeah.
he's just too good. He's just too good.
So the Dolphins don't have a defense, and you can definitely run on the Dolphins. They're one of the teams with a bad run defense. And the Ravens have Derrick Henry, like you were saying. They got the King. And Lamar Jackson's supposed to be back. Their pass rush is really bad. I don't know. What are you thinking? Because the Dolphins have a lot of offense, though. Or at least they're
They
showing a
do.
lot of offense.
And if the Dolphins play anything like they did last Sunday, they could really give the Ravens a run for their money. The Ravens secondary kind of seemed a little gassed. I mean, all due respect to Caleb Williams, but if he he wasn't really carving them up, but he didn't look like Caleb Williams out there. He was throwing pretty good. They were moving the ball. So if Tua could get stuff going, I think it could be a real problem. But I think the Ravens go in and get the win at Hard Rock Stadium.
I picked the Ravens as well. I think I think the Ravens have been having a weird year. They lost two of those games literally at the last second due to fumbles from Derrick Henry. So, instead of,
Right. That's crunch time.
what are they, 2-6, they should be like 4-3, which would be a lot better, obviously.
Bingo.
Um, and I think they're just a better team. They've just been having a really rough year. Then they lost Lamar Jackson, which they won one of those games, but still, it's rough.
Mm-hmm.
So then up next, we got the Colts going to face Don Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Did you see DK Metcalf, that penalty he had?
Oh boy, wasn't that something?
That was
That's
bad.
prime DK Metcalf, is it not?
Yeah, I've been waiting all year for that. I can't believe he waited this long to like blow up.
That's right.
I'm looking shocked.
It'll be a good game for sure.
You think
See
so?
what happens again. Leave
It's
it to
not
Aaron.
easy
You
to
can't
win
ever
against
count
them.
them out. No, no, it sure is not.
Pittsburgh's got one of the best home records of any team ever.
Which is something to be proud of.
It is.
Them sons of guns.
It's really uplifting for your fans to be able to like we
That's
usually
right.
win at home, and so that's where most of your fans are going to be at because not everyone can afford to travel around and watch you. So when they do come to the games, they want to see you win, obviously. So that's a big
That's right.
boost. You get the terrible towels
That's right.
going. Um,
That sea of yellow in there, it gets loud. And the
Also, like you
Steelers play
said,
dirty. They play hard football.
they do. You said like a couple weeks ago, Mike Tomlin's good enough to drag them in at 10-6, and
And scratch some heads in the playoffs if he
yeah,
needs to. He's been there before, so
I personally am picking the Colts. Um,
I have to stick with a hot hand on that one.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know what defense is going to slow down the number one offense just yet.
and
I
it's gonna be
don't
rough.
see it.
It's gonna be rough. I think the Steelers will. They won't get blown over, I don't think. But
No, you can never count out Aaron Rodgers. It'll be
yeah, you
close.
can't.
It won't be. I don't know about close. It could be 7 or 10 point swing either
Yeah,
way, but it won't be under 20, 25 point game. They're both going to score probably 21 points or something.
that's true. And then we got C.J. Stroud in that maybe not the worst offensive line, but still pretty bad. Up against the Bo Leavers, who are 6-2. And I know Syphilis is no longer here. I should have said this earlier. I had a hater last week on my power rankings. Somebody who
Ooh,
called me a homer and made fun of my power rankings for putting Denver in the top 10. They didn't belong there, and that Green Bay shouldn't be up in the top 5. And all I gotta say is we won both our games, Denver and Green Bay, and we won in dominant fashion. Suck it.
no doubt, no doubt. I understand everyone's got their own little standpoint on football, but I just say what the eyes see sometimes, and what I'm seeing right now is the Broncos are playing pretty darn good. The best that they have since 2015 and Peyton Manning and everything. So come on, give a little credit where it's due. They could do a little better, but what more
I
do
mean,
you
they're
want from a 6-2 team?
they're
That's
6-2.
second year, of Bo Nix. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Like, is he gonna win Offensive Player of the Year, Quarterback of the Year, or anything like that? No, not unless
Nope.
he plays like he did against Dallas every game for the rest of the year.
And
But
then they're throwing him into some serious conversations. No.
at this point, no. But like they're doing pretty good. Minimal injuries aside from Surtain. You know, they're pretty strong.
right.
Meanwhile, the Texans, C.J. Stroud is a legitimately super solid quarterback, and they have a good receiver. I'm trying to remember who it is the Texans picked up. I haven't been too hot on the Texans this year. I need to look that up really quick. But who do you
Hang
think
on.
is going to win this game?
Ah, I hope it doesn't bite me in the ass again, just because, I thought the 49ers were going to come to town and beat up the Texans, but apparently they're hard to beat at home. But the Broncos aren't near as banged up as the 49ers. So
Hmm.
I am going to bet against the Texans for the second week in a row at home.
You're going
Hopefully it
with
doesn't
Denver, huh?
hurt. Yeah, I'm going with Denver.
The
That
Believers.
defense is going to stop them. Bo leaving, we're still. Denver rides the 7-2, creates a little bit more of a gap beside. Well, no, I won't say creates a gap in that AFC West because I think Chargers and Chiefs can do their games as well.
Ah, Xavier Hutchinson. They have Xavier Hutchinson over there and Nico Collins. And they got Nick Chubb. I picked the Texans for the upset
I like
at
it. I
home,
mean,
only because they're at
like I
home.
said, it's going to bite me in the buns, but
Because I was like
yeah, they are.
51% Broncos, 49% Texans, and who I wanted to pick. And then I was like
Mm-hmm.
at home, and I saw like at home they're really tough to beat. They play so much better for some reason. I was like, all right, the Broncos are coming off some good games. They played insanely well, and now they got to go up against a real defense. Bo Nix going to be the Bo Lever Miracle Man, or is he going to turn back into Bo Picks? And I'm banking on the Texans defense, keeping them in there long enough for CJ Stroud to maybe do something. Although he may just get torn alive against that Broncos defense because it's pretty solid. This is an
Right.
upset pick
The
for me.
only problem I have with that is the Texans defense on paper is also really high up there. They're number one in yards allowed, or I mean, number one in yards allowed. So they're lowest in yards allowed over the season, and they're lowest in points per game allowed over the season. So it's hard to score on them and hard to get yards.
Yeah.
They have had a bye week, so it is just a little bit skewed there, if you will, because the
No,
Broncos
that's
are
true.
at 8 games and trailing them just barely. But
They have a really good defense.
I don't know. Somehow that Texans defense is hard to play against. Somehow, I mean,
It is.
I don't know. I don't know. So it'll be a good
Uh,
game. That'll be a game to watch for sure. But I'm a believer. They're gonna do it. C.J. Stroud. He's I think he doesn't like to make or he can't really make the best decisions when he gets a little bit less than normal time to throw too. He gets a little bit rushed. He can't quite hit them throws just right, or
he's
he's throwing
definitely
up a hospital ball. Or
he's definitely a pocket passer. He really wants his pocket surrounding him to be strong. So
mm-hmm,
you are
mm-hmm.
right there. I do
So
believe.
we'll see. But that Denver D and them rushers, they can get after him and shave a couple quarter second or two off of your time to throw, and that can really mess with your rhythm, which would
Sure.
disrupt C.J. Stroud. So
And then we
we'll
got
see
what
what happens with that one.
4 or 5 games that are very lopsided. We got the very dominant Chargers going up against the Titans, who only got one win, right?
Only one win. Yep,
Yeah, they got the one win, and they
absolutely.
look good in that one win. But the Chargers are beating up teams with good defenses.
They are. They're putting up some yards and some points on a lot of them
They
teams.
got
The
a lot of
Titans,
offense.
their win looked good, but I think it was also partially due to a Cardinals self destruct as well. I think they
Cardinals
had a
did, yeah,
couple terrible penalties and stuff, and you know,
yeah.
we'll see what happens. But yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot to say much more about that one. The Chargers got the gas on. The Titans can't stop a nosebleed. As
Yeah,
long as the Chargers don't overlook the Titans, it should be a pretty cut and dry game. Chargers by 10 or so.
yeah. I got the Chargers by quite a bit, um, as well. And then another one is the Vikings, who got some injuries against the Lions team. It's coming fresh off the bye, and they've been looking hot all year, aside from week one.
right. And they the Lions are also one of those teams where it'll either be a close game that they are still in control of, but there's still a few like the other team has a few opportunities to seize the moment. The other team can win if they were to make the few right plays that were necessary or whatever, right? But
Right.
then they also play those games where, well, on the Bears, they put up 52 friggin' points, and there was no stopping them, and they're resting the starters in the third quarter, you know. It would flip a coin. That might be how you figure out which game you're going to see against that one.
It's true.
But the Vikings, they're good. They're trying to figure it out too. Poor guys, they got some injuries, and I don't think JJ McCarthy was as ready as they thought either. So,
Yeah, I think he's definitely good enough to build around. And over the next couple of years,
oh
we'll
yeah,
see.
oh yeah,
But it's just not this year. Um, I don't think. Yeah, so I'm with you on the
yeah.
Lions. The next game, though, the Niners and the Giants. This was a difficult one for me to pick because the Niners are just so banged up. But they do have
They
CMC.
are.
They do have George Kittle. Um, and I believe Jennings, the receiver's back in finally, along with Bourne. And I think Purdy is slated to play this game.
Is he really?
I think so, which is interesting. And the Giants don't have Scadaboo, who I think was making a bigger influence than Dart was. Personally, I think the injury for
Yeah.
Scadaboo is more devastating than people think, and I think people understand how bad it is, but or they don't understand how bad it is.
Right. Well, there were a lot of doubters to Scatterboo. I don't know if they just thought that run style wasn't going to work, but it hasn't been around in a long time in the league. So somebody that can just run that strong and powerful, it leaves its mark on the league. Everyone thought Pacheco. They say he runs mad at the ground, which he does. He does stomp pretty good and stuff. But I mean, you got Scatterboo who's running mad at everyone for no reason. His own offensive lineman sometimes,
Yeah,
like.
it
So
really
that's
is.
the whole smash mouth football we miss seeing sometimes, and it also lights a fire under a lot of the your team's asses too. So
It's very true. So, um, Brock Purdy did practice Wednesday. He was limited, but Mac Jones is not on
mm-hmm.
the injury report. So I feel like they would probably just start Mac Jones again if Purdy is
Yeah,
still
and
limited.
the biggest thing with Brock Purdy's injury is being turf toe.
Yeah,
It is such a delicate thing to go with, and you re-aggravate it, and you're set back again another 6 freaking weeks. And
yeah,
so I think they will play it safe. Maybe if by some miracle he turns around, 180 and can do leaps and bounds, no problems, he might play. But
true.
I think you're right. It'll probably be Mac Jones. Like I said,
It'll be Mac
there's no
Jones.
reason to push it. They spent a ton of money on him. No reason to push it and injure him and make sure, like, give him no chance to even get back play, or come back healthy from it or something, if you will.
I think so.
Um, I guess with that being said, I think this is going to be my upset game. The Giants are going to pull it out somehow in old MetLife Stadium.
Jackson Dart's very
The
good.
Niners let me down against the Texans, so maybe that could have a hand with it. But
Yeah,
upset alert. We'll see what happens.
I don't know. The Giants are in the bottom half of run defense, and this is literally what swayed me because I was thinking Giants too. The Giants are in the bottom half of
Mm-hmm.
run defense, and the Niners have Christian McCaffrey. And so I was like, I feel like they already use him, and good teams can't
Yeah,
stop it. So I don't see the Giants either. So I think whether the Giants win or the Niners win, it's going to be like 20-17, and
close
I got the
game, huh?
Niners.
I can see it. Yeah, I can see it. I respect that, but something just is still telling me the upset alert is that game. The Giants
Very
are
well
gonna
could be.
maybe pull it out. They'll show us that maybe they'll win it for Cam.
Yeah. I mean, they beat the Chargers,
And
and that's not
they
easy.
just somehow came stepped in and just stopped them from scoring, shut them out in the second half. It didn't
I,
look like they were gonna win that game either. So
They do.
We'll see. We'll have to wait for that fat lady to sing for that Giants game, I guess.
This is true. And the next game, I'm obviously taking Green Bay. The Panthers do not have Andy Dalton starting, and they're probably super happy about that. But they're going to Lambeau. Uh, Josh Jacobs, our running back, probably won't play or will only play limited. He is injured. So Emmanuel Wilson, who's done pretty well, will be the primary back for Green Bay, running back.
Right.
That is
Well,
the notable changes to the Packers and the Panthers for as far as players go. They don't have Andy Dalton, which makes them happy. We don't have Josh Jacobs at all, or only a tiny bit, which is sad. But I'm still taking Green Bay to win. I think Green Bay's a better team, and I think the Panthers are not a bad team, but I think they have some issues they need to iron out before they can be considered a good team.
right. The Panthers aren't terrible by any means. Bryce Young's still getting it figured out. Your guys' defense is probably just still too tricky for him. You can
And
come
we have
so
the
many
number one
different
run
ways to
defense.
Sunday.
Do you know that?
Yeah, so you just the number one run defense, huh?
Yep.
Ah, that's good. That's good. And then you take that away, which is what they were leaning on to get Bryce Young opened up finally.
Yep.
You take that away, and yeah. So I think it's going to be one of the lopsided games, like you were talking about. It is hard, like we were talking about. It's hard to win in Pittsburgh. It's hard to win in Kansas City. It is also hard to win in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
It is definitely hard to win, especially as it gets colder. There's a lot of teams that aren't used to it.
We're in that Burr months, and the Panthers are one of them, being right there on the coast in
They are.
South
They're close.
Carolina.
I think their running back is really good. That's the one thing we have excelled at this year is stopping the run. People don't run all over us, um, and I think our defensive backs are good enough to stop Bryce Young, and we have a good pass rush. So go
Absolutely.
Pack, go 6-1.
I think so. Go Pack, go! You're rolling on to 6-1-1, and yeah, I can see it.
Then we got the Bears, who I am not a. I'm a Packers fan, so it's hard for me to like be happy about anything in my division that isn't Green Bay. But this is not me being biased. I really tried to give Caleb Williams a chance, and I have, aside from the Dallas game, who they have like the worst defensive league. Caleb Williams has not looked great, even in their victories, even in their wins. Taking on Joe Flacco, who's looked amazing minus 2 games this year.
Right.
Maybe 3 games. The Bengals and Joe Flacco show that he will just throw to Chase all day long if you let him.
Mm-hmm. And it works.
And it works. And that offensive
I
line
mean,
is doing much better than I thought it would. There's a lot less pressure on Joe Flacco, and he knows how to throw the ball quick, as he's shown. He will just get rid of it fast. So it
right.
negates the pass rush.
So, absolutely. What what swayed me here, what swayed me away from the Bengals in this game was just watching firsthand uh, how much the Bengals defense suffered when Trey Hendrickson went out against the Jets. He re-aggravated his hip out there, and he pretty much took very limited snaps in the second half. And Justin Fields, we have a decent O line, the Jets do.
Yeah.
But he still has almost no time to throw. We're talking barely over 2 seconds.
Yeah.
He had so much time to throw, and that will make your defense so tired to where you're not going to be able to do anything. So if he doesn't get healthy and can give the Bengals any help on that pass rush, Caleb Williams will even he'll even shine a little bit Sunday, I believe, if the Bengals don't get any help on that defense. And if they play that long enough and run enough routes to where their defense gets tired, that Bears DeAndre Swift will come in and carve you up too. So
he's really good running back.
just watch out. Just watch out for that one. It's iffy. But what swayed me is just watching firsthand, like I said, how much uh, Trey Henderson being out really
Yes,
impacted the Bengals there. And
that is what
Joe
affected me as
Flacco
well.
did not practice today.
Yeah, he got roughed up a little bit. He'll probably play, but I picked the Bears
He's
as
probably just
well.
resting it right now. Yeah.
I picked the Bears. Their defense isn't bad. I know Detroit lit them up. Um,
Well, that's Detroit.
that's Detroit, and they like to score 50, you know.
That's
Um,
right.
the Bears defense isn't bad. They have a good run game. I think they run the ball on the Bengals, whose defense is mediocre on a good day, and they keep Caleb Williams from throwing interceptions, and they keep their defense off the field and limit the amount of time Joe Flacco has the ball, and they can win. And so I got the Bears who win. And that's if Joe Flacco plays. I think he will, but if Jake Browning plays, then I think the Bears probably win by like 17 because they'll probably pick him off
Yeah,
like
and
3 times.
that'll be just like the Bengals scoring maybe 3 to 9 points on just field goals if Jake Browning's playing.
Yeah, yeah, I got the
Yeah,
Bears.
I agree.
And
And
I
Bears
agree. I
take
was
it.
curious to see what you do there. Then we got the Falcons, who are hot and cold all over the place, against Drake freaking May and the New England Patriots.
Ugh,
And the Patriots are at home in Foxborough. I'm not sure if you can tell by the sound of my voice and how I'm hyping up the Patriots, but I'm going the Patriots.
bah. Well, I'm almost in that same boat with you as I cannot root in good conscience, root for somebody like the Patriots as the
Yep.
Bears are to you in our division, right?
Yeah.
But like my eyes are seeing, I gotta say is what I'm seeing. Them Patriots are red hot. Drake May, 2,000 yards, 15
Mm-hmm.
touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Just, and, not to say it like that, with all respect to that running back locker room for the Patriots, but they have a 3-man running back situation going on there, and they're all kind of no names, if you will. Not no names. I'm not trying to be like mean like that, right? But just it's no
Yeah.
Derrick Henry. It's no Christian McCaffrey. It's no freaking you know DeAndre Swift or Jameer Gibbs. It's Ramondre Stevenson. Pray. I had it here. Just a second. Trayvon Henderson and Terrell Jennings. Like
Yeah.
who?
Yeah.
So what I'm getting at with that is he's really got Stephon Diggs. Mac Hollins is kind of another bigger name, and then Hunter Henry has been his go-to tight end for a while. But I mean, he's
Yeah.
putting up those kind of numbers with almost no real big running back one, tight end one, and a wide receiver two. They finally got someone like Stephon Diggs in there. But other than that, like he's still finding these people, still making the good plays, making the good throws. Defense is putting them in a ton of good spots to win.
Yeah.
The
I agree.
freaking Patriots, who are first in the AFC East. What year is it? Ugh,
That's
that's
about true,
disgusting.
though, too. That is about true.
Disgusting.
So up next, we got the Saints, who are just a dumpster fire, taking on the Rams, who I think are really good. Um, I don't see the Saints really winning this one.
Even if the Rams overlook them and try to prepare for the next week, I don't think they could lose to the Saints.
True. Carl Keating telling you guys, tell me you're taking my Rams. I am taking your Rams.
You got in just in time, my friend Carl. We took the Rams over that garbage fire of the Saints.
Spencer Rattler did not look good, and he got benched.
I thought he did, yeah. So who are
His
we going to see
backup,
next week for him?
his backup played poor for a backup and still looked better. It's Spencer Rattler.
It still look better.
Look, what? He didn't
Yikes.
even play good, and he still looked better. That's when you know you got problems. When your backup plays like
No,
crap. and he still plays
And
better than your starter.
they plan to bench Rattler the rest of the year, so
Oh, really?
there might be. That's what I'm seeing here.
Ooh, if they bench Rattler for the whole year, maybe the Saints will improve. They ain't beating the Rams, but maybe they start winning a couple of games against teams like the Titans or something. Because I don't know, their backup looked
Right.
bad, but he still looked, I think, better in my opinion.
Oh yeah. It'll take a week or two to get that felt out of it, yeah. But
So we'll see how that
I
goes.
I don't see the Saints pulling it out against the Rams, especially not the Rams.
Yeah, the Rams
So
are really good. Excuse me while I blow my nose. Sorry, guys.
no worries, no
Oh,
worries.
the heat's not on in here. I gotta turn
The,
that heat on.
Sean McVay, he always has his teams prepared. And Matthew Stafford, Super Bowl caliber quarterback, we've seen it time and time again. He'll find ways to keep you in the game if your defense isn't having the best game either. Is Puka Nakua back yet?
He's supposed to be back this week. So
So
Stafford's
that'll
gonna
be
have
huge.
Adams and Puka Nakua back.
That'll be huge.
What's that?
Awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome. That'll be huge.
Up next, because I don't think we need to talk anymore about the Rams being amazing and the Saints sucking. We got the Jaguars and the Raiders. The Jaguars beat the Chiefs, but also couldn't really do anything after that. Um, I'm really, I don't know. I feel like the Jaguars have good players. Like I think Travis Hunter is exceptional. Uh, Etienne is really good, and they need to get him established going. And I think Lawrence, who doesn't throw as many touchdowns as I would like to see in a starting quarterback, is doing well. But I don't, I don't know. But it's also Geno Smith who likes to throw 3 interceptions a game in the Raiders. And Geno Smith is a starting
Right.
quarterback.
And
They still haven't benched him.
yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, only Geno Smith can play like that and get away with it. Everyone said it was the Jets when he was with us, but we see clearly it's not him. It wasn't ever us on that one. No, just kidding,
It's just
Gino.
Geno Smith.
Um,
The Raiders will,
he's
yeah.
just not producing, man. Do they go with Kenny Pickett? I don't know, but I don't think you can roll with the Raiders on this one, even if the Jags are in kind of questionable spots after a loss or a bad game here or there. I think the Raiders are almost in full rebuild. They're trying to nail a couple drafts and come back because I'm not seeing it from these
I
guys.
feel bad for Ashton Genty. I think he's a good running back.
Oh yeah, a great
Yeah, he's
pick,
just
great dude. He's gonna be big. And is it just gonna be kind of one of those things where he has to leave Oakland in 3 or 4 years before we see how good he is? Who knows?
yeah. I was talking to a coworker and they were saying like he's nothing, he's not any good. I was like, that's not fair. The Raiders are always so far behind they have to throw the ball. So they're not
Yeah,
running with them. And the one time they did, he got his touchdown. He busted out, what was it, like a 34-yard run or something?
I think so. It was something like that.
Yeah, he did well.
I'll
But yeah,
find
the
it out
Raiders are
for you.
always losing, so
Yes.
yeah,
Exactly. I
they're
don't
running
think
the ball.
they've had very many leads this year.
Yeah. So I got the Jags as well. The next game is really the game I want to talk about. The Kansas City Chiefs, who started 0-3, are now 4-3 against the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen, MVP. The Bills are at home. I already
Golly,
told you I took the Bills.
man, what did we do to deserve this game so early in the season? I'll have to say.
Easily the game of the week.
It's always a good one. It's always a showdown with these two. I'm so glad it's in the afternoon. That way I can. Oh, wait, I'm on bye week. I don't even have to worry about the Jets this week.
Yeah, as I say,
That's
like, you're
right.
on bye, homie.
So glad it's at 2. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So it doesn't matter when this game is, but it's definitely game of the week for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Easy.
two MVPs going at it. It's never falls short. It'll be a high flying game. maybe some penalties. Emotions will also be high, but this is also kind of a do or die for both teams. So it'll be tough. But I took the Bills. A little bit of favoritism, a little bit of Josh Allen in the blood. It's almost like rooting for the Patriots again. They're in my division. I'd rather see everybody lose my this week, and that only do wonders for the Jets. But
True.
I got to give it to the Bills because I hate the Chiefs just that much more.
The Chiefs' defense, I think, has been playing better than the Bills' defense, aside from last week. I think the Bills' defense stepped up. That was my deciding factor because before that, I was like kind of leaning the Chiefs, but the Bills' defense kind of stepped up off that bye week. So I'm going with the Bills.
Oof, I mean, it'll be a good one.
According to Deku, Chiefs gonna win. Mahoney too much.
Ah, as right as you might be, like I said, it could be just a little bit of my jealousy or hatred or whatever it is. I don't want to see the Chiefs win, so we're taking
Well,
the Bills.
they could win, but I think the Bills got this. I think Josh Allen is gonna show everybody why he's the MVP and not Mahomes, and give them the Chiefs their fourth loss. Which if they get their fourth loss, that will definitely change how a lot of people see who's going to the playoffs.
That's right. And will that also halt as many of these other power rankers have jumped the Chiefs 10, 15, 20 positions
Yeah, I've seen
after their slow
some
start?
where the Chiefs are the top three,
Yeah.
and like I get the Chiefs are a
Yeah.
very good team, but top three?
I
I don't
don't
know.
think you can have them top three. Come on now.
I know, right? So up next, we got the Seattle Seahawks against the Washington Commanders. The Washington Commanders have yet to have a very outstanding run game all year. Jaden Daniels should play. If not, it'll be Marcus Mariota starting again. And they don't have Scary Terry and no Halloween. And Sam Darnold and JSN look like Montana and Rice.
They
And
do.
it's working.
And
The
it's
Washington
working.
Commanders were tied 7-7 going into halftime, I think it was, against the Chiefs, though.
And, you know, that, like I said, that was also with Marcus Mariota.
Yeah,
So imagine having Jaden Daniels in there who could have maybe opened up that offense just a little more. Marcus Mariota almost has the same play style as Daniels, just lacks maybe a little bit of that extra explosive scrambling that Daniels can bring. But
I agree.
this Commanders defense has got him kind of in a few games, but we'll see. Somehow Sam Darnold is throwing the laser beam and just like I said, hitting JSN for so much, big chunks at a time.
True.
And I think that's also kind of where the Commanders were hurting because once that defense got tired and Mahomes was able to either scramble or find the blown assignment, they just started picking on him, picking on him, picking on him. They are favored to beat the Seahawks though, which is really crazy. Or they're
They
not. No,
are.
they're not. I see that. I was
Okay,
looking
like,
at that.
really?
No, sorry. That's a 4 point spread favor the Seahawks.
Favor the Seahawks, yeah. Yeah. All my picks also are also with the spread. I actually didn't change anything. Last week I actually took the Jets with the points. So I remembered a very wise man who said, "This is the week I don't bet on them, so this is when they win." So I bet on them, and they they got the win with the points, and they won the game. So
And
I
wouldn't
was
you
very
know it,
happy
they let me all the way down by winning.
by winning. So you got Seattle, or do you got the Washington Commanders?
I'll have to give it to the Hawks. Seattle's going to edge it out.
That's me as
Whether it's
well.
a field goal or a blowout, we'll see what happens. See if this Commander defense comes ready to play like they did against the Chiefs.
Yeah, I got the Seattle Seahawks. I think the Seahawks defense is about as good as the Chiefs' defense, and I think their offense around the same. So I see a similar outcome, maybe even worse for the Commanders.
Right. Well, Mariota is a little bit injury or not injury, turnover prone too. So
Yeah,
we can see what'll happen because the Seahawks' defense is pretty quick. They're
this is
causing
true.
quick pressures. And they like going for that ball. So we'll see if Mariota can hang on to it, or by some grace, maybe Jaden Daniels will be in playing this week.
Yeah, he might.
Seahawks are also playing very well on the road too. They're 3-0 right now on the road.
Are they?
Yeah, give me just 2 seconds, James.
You
Sorry,
got
buddy.
it. Well, chatters, while he's taking that quick break, we have a Cardinals Cowboys game coming up. We already looked at everything else. Let's go ahead and just show you the. This is what we made for our Super Bowl contenders. We got the Packers, the Lions, the Bills, and the Broncos. This is a combination list. And then in the playoffs, we are predicting the Patriots, the Rams, the Colts, the Seahawks, the Eagles, the Chargers, the Bucks, and the Chiefs. And those will be all the teams that make it. We think who gets close will be the Niners. Just too many injuries. I think the Niners are, man, if they weren't injured, they'd probably be flawless right now. You get the Steelers. They've been losing games they shouldn't have. Look, there's holes there occasionally. So they're kind of getting low. Um, they probably, they're the one team that are in the almost playoffs that have the best chance of making the playoffs. I did not go by division. I just went by right now who we're feeling. I got Dallas at the almost playoffs position because they have so much offense with no defense. And the Jags are they need to figure out what they're doing. They really do in order to prove that they're a playoff team. Honestly, the Steelers will probably make the playoffs. If we were to go to by division, Steelers would get in there. I will move them to there. So I don't see this team right here doing much. This team probably won't do anything. And then the Ravens maybe could turn it around. I don't know. It is questionable. So we'll have to see. I appreciate all you guys stopping in. I appreciate the 101 subscribers I have now. Kind of a monumental occasion. I guess I'll have to make a video about that. That's a thing I have to do now. Like, I actually have people that watch my stuff. That's kind of crazy. He does have a sick child, so that is a thing he is dealing with. As far as the next game goes, I am actually sneakily taking the Cardinals. Which is kind of crazy to think. Oops, that's the third one. There we go.
Jamesy, my boy, I gotta go. I'm sorry, dog.
Oh, no worries, man.
Appreciate it. My Monday night game, I have the Cardinals,
Me too.
I believe. Upset. Don't take the boys, but I gotta go. Thank y'all so much. It was good talking. Thanks for listening to my sleep deprived power rankings. I'll keep you posted, big dog.
Yeah, let me know what's going on, man. Have a good night.
I will. See you, man. Thanks
See
again.
ya. right, well, we're gonna close that out. That's it. We both took the Cardinals. He had to go. He has a sick child. Um, he's had a pretty rough fever, so they were watching that. We hope the best for that, and that all gets well in their household. So we've had our power rankings. We've gone over the games. We've made a mock tier list of where things are at. I moved the Steelers up because they're probably going to win their division, as bad as I think they are. Even though I wasn't going off the perfect uh, team from every division, and then who I thought was going to be the 3 wild card spots. But there you go. Go over the games. Check out the other videos. Thanks for subscribing. You guys are amazing. We'll see you next time. Go, Pack, go. 15-1-1, going to the Super Bowl.